Hey guys, it's Miss Art. I want to show you how you can start your pop art sculpture today. The one that I made was a slice of pie. You can see that's three-dimensional. I created that three-dimensional shape with two-dimensional shapes. You can see my rectangle here, there's a rectangle here, there's a triangle on the top, a triangle on the bottom, and another rectangle here on the back. So when you make these 3D, you have to think about 3D shapes or how to create a 3D shape out of 2D shapes or flat shapes, okay? So first thing you have to do is sketch your ideas. So let's see, I could do maybe a Coke can, and I would maybe like Coke Zero. See how I'm messing up, but I'm not erasing or anything? You just keep going. The sketch is a sloppy copy. Maybe I want to make a pencil or a crayon. Sometimes just kind of let your pencil or your pen just start moving and see what happens. Okay, maybe a crayon. Okay, it's okay. You know, I already did the pie one. Okay, like that. Okay. So, or maybe I could do like a cube. You know, it could be like a Rubik's Cube or something. You know, or I could do a present. Whatever you pick, it needs to be a thing, a popular thing. Okay? So I'm going to show you how to kind of start some of these. This would be a cube. This would be a cylinder. This would have a cone and a cylinder. So let me show you how to do some of those. So if you're going to do something that's kind of cylinder then or cylindrical, then you're going to need to cut a rectangular slab. So very softly scratch, because that way if you're like, I don't like it, you don't have to start over. If you don't like the line you made, you just get some slip and you erase it. So make it a little bit bigger. I want this bigger. Okay. So then I can scratch there, and I want that rough part off there. All right, so I'm ready to cut. So I can take this paper clip tool, or there also might be a clay knife that you can use. Okay, so, don't like that. Let me erase that. Okay, there's that one, and that one, and that one. Okay, so then to make it a cylinder, I would roll it up, okay, like this, or I can make these overlap just a little bit like that. Okay, make it overlap, or you can make them touch. But whatever you do, remember, anytime you put two pieces of clay together, you have to score, slip, press, and wiggle. Here's one way to score. You can take your paper clip and you're just scratching. Lots of scratches. Don't poke holes, that will make air bubbles, and that's a bad thing. Okay? Or in your buckets, there might be a tool with some teeth on it that looks kind of like this, and you can use that to scratch some lines too. Okay, the slip is also your glue, so you could put the slip on, and then you join them together, and then you would use your finger. I'm putting one hand inside to kind of brace it, okay, and then I use my other finger to smooth everything out. Let me go the other side now. There we go. All right. So now I need to kind of flatten it a little bit. All you have to do to flatten is tap, 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 and tap, tap, tap. Okay? All right, so that's a pretty good cylinder. So if I want to turn this into a Coke can, then I need to make the top and the bottom, and those would be circles. So I need to roll this out a little bit because I don't think it's quite big enough. Just a little. Roll, flip, roll, flip. Okay, then I could put this on, and I'm going to need two of them, so I'm going to scoot this all the way over to this side, and I'm just going to scratch first, not cut yet, and then can I fit this other one? Yes. Okay, so I can do it that way. Okay, so there are my two circles. So now I can just cut those out, and cut those out. Good. All right. So now one would be the bottom of the Coke can. And see, they're going to fit. Perfect. So I need to slip. This is scoring. Scoring is a word that means shallow cuts, like scratches. Okay. And get some slip. Put it on. And then put that on. Press and wiggle. And then blend it together. So I just take kind of a wet finger and I just, like an eraser, back and forth. I'm not pushing down. If I push down, it'll smush down. I don't want that, okay? The other thing slip is for is if you see any cracks in the clay, you just get some slip and erase. Okay, good, all right. So there's that one. Now for the top, if I want this to look like a Coke can, then I would probably be smart to do all the details on top first. So I could draw the mouth part, and then I could draw where the tab goes. And then I can cut this part out. Yeah. Okay, and then score. Okay, slip, press, and wiggle, and then I've got kind of a cylinder that could be turned into a Coke can. I can use things like the tools to do like the designs. I could use this to write Coke Zero, but again, I would have to, do it very softly, and if I messed up, just get a finger and erase it, okay? Just be careful. All right, so that is good to go. All right, but what if I wanted to turn it into like a paint can or something, like a spray paint can? Well, then I would need a cone on top. To do a cone, I would need to roll a sphere like this, and then I would have to pinch, turn, pinch, turn, pinch, turn, and I need tap because it should be flat on the bottom, and I'm going to kind of pinch and turn like this. Notice how my fingers are kind of diagonal. They're not like this. They're not like this. They're diagonal, and I'm pinching and turning so that'll get that cone shape. Ooh, it kind of looks like a baby bottle too. I could turn it into that. Anyway, sometimes your ideas change as you're working. So I could do that, and I can use this as a knife, cut the top off like that. And then I could take this one and turn it into the actual spray part by rolling a sphere. Remember, around and around. And then into, it's kind of its own little teeny tiny cylinder, like that. So then I could score, slip, press, and wiggle, put that on top, and then it would look like spray paint. And then I could do the details in the little hole where the paint comes out and all that. Okay, so there's that one. Now, if I want to do something that's cubical, like a present or a box of cereal or cell phone, then I need to kind of start with a cube or a rectangular prism. So I'm going to kind of pinch this, but keep it thick so it stays 3D. Okay, so if I was going to do like a Rubik's Cube, I need to start with a sphere. Remember, there's two ways you can do it. One hand on the table like this, or you can roll it in your hands like this. Okay, a cube has 6 sides, so tap, 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 tap. Roll it over. See that got flat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm doing this gently. I'm not very loud. Okay, so there are the 4 sides. Now I'm going to tap the top and the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's like that. I am not going to draw on this yet. Here's the problem with clay. If it is thicker than your thumb, you have to make it empty on the inside. So with this, I'm going to have to cut it in half, and this would go with anything that's a sphere, anything. Even my pie here is hollow on the inside, okay? So I'm going to have to cut this in half, and I'm going to have to use this hook on the paper clip to scoop out the middle. I need to take the middle out the best I can. without messing up the outside. Doesn't have to be pretty. Okay. In fact, that's good enough for that one. Okay. And go down, up. Notice I'm not doing the sides. I'm just doing the middle. Okay, go up. See, I don't even do that. I stop before I get to there. I need to do a little bit deeper. Okay, like that. Perfect. Okay, so now I can put these back together. I bet you can guess how I'm going to do that. Yep. Score, slip, press, and wiggle. So I'm going to use this one this time. Like that. And if it gets dirty, you just kind of wipe it. Okay, score. Okay. And now get my slip. I like the gooey stuff. Okay. And then press and wiggle. And then rub my finger back and forth like that. Man, I can't erase that. So I'm going to go and get some slip, put it on there. Perfect. Same thing there. Let me go in, get some slip. All right. It's kind of lumpy for a Rubik's Cube, so I need to work on that. So I'm going to keep tapping until I can get some sharper edges. That's getting better. I can also pinch on these, on the edges. Okay, on the sides. Notice I'm taking 2 fingers to kind of pinch a corner. Like that. Yeah. That's looking good. Okay, so I'm going to keep doing that. Keep tapping. Anyway, yours is going to be better than mine. I'm just trying to rush. Okay. But maybe I wanted to turn into a present. Well, then I need like ribbons and stuff. So maybe I can draw a ribbon here. Go around like that. So yeah, your paperclip tool, it's great for drawing with. Just don't push too hard. Okay. And go across. And you know what? That crack that was there, I'm going to turn that into a ribbon. Sometimes you can take the mistakes and turn them into something else. All right, so I need a ribbon now. So I'm going to do it this way. So I'm going to roll a coil like that. And then I want it flat. So I could roll that. And then I'm not going to be able to tie it like a normal ribbon. Okay, so now I can put, I want that bigger. Let's see. There we go. And then I can do that. I could also use the garlic press to make these, okay? And then I can cut this in half, okay? And I can make a bow like that. Don't forget, I got to score, slip, press, and wiggle, or else they just pop off, okay? So I can do something like that, okay? And then these tools, all these tools in here, you can use them for like decorations. Like maybe I want the gift wrap to have polka dots, okay? So I could do that. All right, so there's a cube, there's a cylinder. I showed you how to make a cone. If you're wanting to do this pie, you're going to need a slab again. So let me take all that and need to roll, flip, roll, flip, roll, flip, roll, flip, roll, flip, roll, flip. Okay, there we go. Then I need scratch, don't cut, scratch a triangle like that. I kind of like that, so I'll go ahead and cut, cut, cut. Okay, and then I want one the same size, so I'll just lay it over and I'll trace it like that. Okay, so now I got 2 the same size. Now I need some rectangles to go in between. They need to be that same length. So I can say, all right, it needs to be that long. Okay, cut, and then I'll cut another one. Okay, all right, score, press, and wiggle. Okay. Okay, same thing here. Score. Slip. Let me pinch that. Press and wiggle. Okay. And looks like I need a little bitty rectangle right there. About that big, a little bigger. Sometimes you got to measure. Okay, so there. Okay. Okay, score, slip, press, and wiggle. Okay, now I need the top on. That should be easy to score. I just go zip, 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 like that. Score, slip, press, and wiggle. So I could turn this into cake, piece of pie. Ooh, I can make it like a sandwich. I can make two of them and make a sandwich. Okay, all right. This lumpy part here, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of turn it into the crust. Okay, but I don't like those, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut those off. And then the crust, roll the coil, curl it. See that bump right there? If you ever get cracks, again, just get some slip, rub them out. Is it long enough? I think so. All right. And then, of course, score, slip, press, and wiggle. There. And still doesn't look like a pie. I need to use this to start drawing some parts, like the top crust, the bottom crust, and maybe I want it to be cherry pie. It's one of my favorites. And I could start doing the texture like that. And I can put those little vents in the top like that. Okay. I don't like that. I need to fix it. Okay. Okay. All right. See all those little clay dots here, these little clay pieces? If you just kind of stab them with your paper clip, you can get them up. There you go. All right. So there's that. Oh, this is really important. And that goes for this one too. You can't have an air bubble in these or else they'll blow up. Before you turn them in, you gotta make sure you have an air hole, a way for that air to get out, or else it will make a way out when it's firing. So I'm gonna choose the ugly side of this present here. Whoop, and I'll poke a hole there like that. Okay? All right. So there's some ideas, and you pick your own, and I can't wait to see what you do.